folks, this is Sean, and I just wanted to share with you a quick, cool little kind of Derek Trucks lick phrase ending thing. It's the one that I just played there, that little trail off thing there at the end that I ended with. You know, just playing some blues licks, standard stuff, whatever you normally play. And then end it with just that little thing there. That's all it is. But I found it handy because I've realized one of the hardest things for me about guitar is, especially in the soloing and improvising area, is ending, my phrase or my lick. I tend to do it in the same ways. I tend to go to the same, the root note or whatever it is, and it just kind of gets old. And so I found this one, which is something that I took from Derek Trucks, but tons of players do it. It's definitely his style, and kind of breaks that up for me a little bit. So let me just teach it to you real fast. It's super simple. I was playing in the key of C, like over like a C dominant groove, kind of, something like that. Something like that. Something where you'd be playing in the like the C minor pentatonic scale that guitarists love so much, starting on like the 8th fret here. It just goes 8, 11, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11, 8, 11. Plus one note, but we'll get there in a second. So essentially what you're doing is you're just doing your solo. You're just doing whatever you do, And then, the phrase is over, like right there maybe, and you just give it the little Derek Trucks ending there. The thing I like about it is it goes minor third to minor third, so you're not ending on the root, and it just kind of wants to resolve to the root, but it doesn't. So let's get into the lick. The first note is the minor third, like I just said, which is the 8th fret on the G string, right there, and then we're just going to walk down the blues scale, which is the pentatonic. You go to the root, which is C, right? Just keep going. So you got 8 on the G string, and then move to the D, you got 10, 8, and then move to the A, and you have 10, and then here's the blue note, which is 9. It's the flat 5 of the scale. All these numbers are getting confusing. And then 8, and then down. The minor third on the E string here is usually on the 11th on the pentatonic, and I'm just sliding it down to the note on the 6th of the A just for ease of use. So you're just running down the pentatonic scale, starting from the 8th fret of the G string. And then you get to the A string, you got the little chromatic walk, and that's it. That is the lick. It's literally just running down the blues scale. Now, part of the cool way of using this is in the phrasing of it. The way Derek Trucks does it is usually pops that first note, and then it's just 2 fast triplets. And the way I do it is I pick the first note, I pick the second note, and then I just hammer on down the blues scale. So, like that. Because that gives it the more of the trailing off effect. That's what I'm after, is I want it to kind of dissipate. It's the end of the phrase, I'm getting ready to move on, and this is kind of the running away moment, I guess, in the solo. The other cool way the thing that Derek Trucks does about it is almost loses the time. He's almost fast with it, and I think that's cool because that also gives the sense of of it moving somewhere. And the last thing to remember is when you get down to this last minor third down here, I give it just maybe like a quarter step bend, just a little bit up, and I like that as kind of what I call the J curve. You're running down the scale and then whoop, just a little bit at the end. And that's literally it. The hardest part about this lick is probably getting it up to speed if you're not somebody who plays with a lot of speed. I'm certainly not. I'm not a shredder. I don't play with a lot of speed. I do find this to be an easy way to get some speed because your hands don't have to be so synchronized, being that it's so many hammer-ons and pull-offs, right? You only have these 2 notes, and then the rest is only your left hand. So if you can get your left hand up to speed, it's good. And I think it's also effective for that because you can be playing your and just add some speed to it. It's almost an effect of that you really were shredding for a second, but you're just running down the scale. So that's my little handy kind of Derek Trucks lick ending. I hope you can use it. I do all the time. I use it to bust out of my rut, like I said, of playing the root or the 5 or whatever it is that I usually end on. You can still do that, but then you just play this afterwards. It kind of overshadows it, gives it a new feel. So hope you guys can get some use out of that. Let me know any ideas maybe that you have based on this that you've changed a little bit, because I always like to do that too. Come up, figure out a lick that somebody else does, and then figure out how I can make it something that's really more me. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.